Say hi to Chevy Metal, ladies and gentlemen. Chevy Metal is going to play an amazing blistering set over here after Shelters are done. But the first time I saw you play in San Diego was you were playing drums for Alanis Morissette at the Casbah.
The Casbah, yeah. We rocked the Casbah.
Do you remember that show at all?
Yeah.
You were about 3 at that time, weren't you?
Yeah, I was 22.
You were
23, a long time ago.
You were a babe.
I do.
Will you introduce me, Taylor, to these sexy men that you have in your band, and tell me how you put this thing together and why you put Chevy Metal together?
Oh, well, that's the story. But first, I'll tell you, Mick Murphy is jamming the guitar with us today. He is one of the gnarliest shredders this side of Eddie Van Halen Street, and he's a super badass. So he's amazing.
Thank you very much.
And this here is Wiley Hodgson. He's a Okie boy, and I met him, and he was just singing and playing acoustic guitar, and I said, well, and then with Chevy Metal came out of really boredom and a need to keep playing, and when the Foo Fighters were going through some kind of
that's right, you're in the Foo Fighters too.
Yeah.
That's right, I forgot. I just remember that you've played.
I don't like to make a big splash.
Yeah, but you played with everybody. You've done a lot of other things besides joining the Foo Fighters.
Yes.
You obviously have this band, which to me is one of the best things you've ever done because you get to have so much fun on stage now.
Well, that's why it started. I mean, we were in the middle of a break when in the early 2000s, and I had nothing to do. I was a bachelor. I had this house and a jam room, and one of my best friends, who's not here today, he lives up north now, but who me and Wiley started it with, we said, let's start playing covers and start playing some of the little Mexican restaurants and stuff around here just so I can keep playing and have some fun. And it started then, and since then, we've just continued to just create try and have the best, worst bar band in the world, why you did in the... Listen, the reason I got into it in the first place was to hang out with my bros, back then, smoke cigs and talk about rock and roll
cigarettes
and jam, and jam and pop our zits and listen to Rush and sit around and try and learn how to play rock music, and we're still doing it. Just it's e-cigs.
An old friend of mine, I mean that respectfully, Stevie Salas, claims to have given you your first quote unquote professional gig.
He did.
He did? He actually did. So he's not lying to me?
Nope.
Will you explain to everybody that Stevie Salas is a North County guy who went on to play with a lot of other musicians, but always claims that, I gave Taylor his first break.
Well, he kind of did. He kind of did. He really did, actually. He was musical directing and I think producing a record for a girl named Sass Jordan, who you might remember.
Yes.
And I was a kid. I was working at a music store, and somebody said, hey, they're doing auditions for this chick. She's going over to Europe to open up for Aerosmith for a couple of shows, and I'm like, whatever, man. I'm ready. I want to get out of here. My band was sucking, and we weren't going anywhere. So I went up to an audition, and he said, man, you have no idea what you're doing, do you? You need to go home and listen to these songs again. Come back in a week and try and listen to how they're supposed to be played. But I think you're pretty good. And I came back a week later.
That sounds exactly like
you. You know what I'm talking about. So I came back a week later, and he's like, man, I'm going to take you with me. You're my diamond in the rough, but you got a lot of work ahead of you. So if anybody's seen that movie Whiplash, I had my own version of it with Stevie Salas. So and I love him to this day, and he's going to jam with us today, too.
Stevie's going to play with him today.
For sure.
And he's also bringing...
But I'm his boss today. Ha-ha, just kidding.
He's also bringing, from what I understand, Ron Blair, who also lives in North County.
You're not supposed to tell nobody that.
No, man. But these people can know.
Are we on the radio?
Not yet. This is being taped just in case you say a bad word.
Fuck.
But
shit.
Thanks.
Crap.
We'll have to edit that out before it airs. Damn. But
sorry, Pro Tools guy.
We tried to, and we'll admit this in front of these people because nobody else will know this, but we tried to put together local San Diego musicians to play with you. Stevie said yes. Ron said yes because he lives in North County. He plays with the Heartbreakers still to this day. And from what I understand, it didn't happen. I tried to get Ace Frehley to play with you guys, which you wanted more than anybody.
Bummed.
But
you know who else I would have liked? Who could have been amazing?
John Reese from Rockin' from the Crypt.
Stephen Piercy.
Doesn't live here anymore. But
not
you know
anymore,
what?
But a San Diego
put it
guy.
this way.
San Diego band.
How about his guitar player? How about
Warren D? That's one of his major heroes.
I could make
one call.
I could make one call.
Fly him down on a private
what
jet.
What do you know
Okay,
of
we
Rat?
play in 3 hours. Come on,
He lives
let's go.
here. He still lives
Oh,
here.
lay it down. Tell him to come out and play Lay It Down.
Would you guys do that?
Absolutely.
If I get worn down here?
Right now. Absolutely. Mick, you would even let him just play it, huh?
Yeah.
Did you know they were called Ricky Rat originally?
Yep.
You did know that?
I thought they were the La Jolla Rats, too, at one point.
Well, yeah, something like that.
Something like
Okay,
that.
I'll have to make a couple of phone calls then.
Boy, 91X doesn't play Rat, do they?
When they were a local band, we did. But
Did
then
they?
they moved to L.A. and they shot.
Listen, 91X was one of my favorite radio stations when I was a kid.
Yeah, because where did you grow up?
I grew up in Orange County. So you kind of get it at the right time, and then my brother and sister, Heather and Jason, they both went to college here. So when I was 17, 16, I'd take the train down from
Right.
Dana Point and go down to OB and PB and do way too much stuff I shouldn't be doing
We'll
at
try
that
that again.
age.
OB. Now watch this. PB. See, OB's better than PB now.
Of course,
Right?
It was so. I mean, I don't know what it's like to be here now, and that, for college. This is a great college town. I used to come down here and just do things I shouldn't do.
Did you do TJ at all? Did you go down TJ?
Oh yeah, dude.
Okay.
Are you kidding me?
How many cuñados we got today? How many pinche ways we got today? All right. See, I love it. We'll have to teach
Hola, amigos. ¿Cómo está?
So, I'll make a phone call, see if Warren will come down. That would be hilarious.
That would be amazing.
That
The
would
more
be
guests, the
hilarious.
better. We've been doing a lot of these sort of. We did this bottle rock show up in Napa last weekend, and Chad from the Chili's, who's one of my best friends, got up and played a bunch with us. We had Flea played with us. Basically, all the Chili Peppers except for Anthony. We had this band, the Struts, the singer that looks exactly like Freddie Mercury.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We play the heck out of him on the radio.
They're-
And he sounds
you know,
like
he
across
sounds
being
like
Freddie and
the
we
Strokes.
don't know what else. The Strokes.
I said it was
yeah.
like I
I'll
told
give
him
you
that.
that.
I said I watched some of you guys on YouTube because I'd never heard of you because I'm an old man with kids, and I said, "You're like the Strokes meets Queen." And he goes, "Oh, thanks, mate. Perfect. That's exactly what we're going for."
That's amazing.
I nailed it. I
All
should have
right,
been
so
an A&R
I'm going
guy.
to make a phone call. All I want to know is in front of God and everybody, if I can work out the Ace thing, even if it's a gas station, an opening of a gas station.
Absolutely.
I'm not going to ask you because he's what will.
If you can
will
work out Ace Frehley, we will be his backing band, and we will play his entire solo record from beginning to end with him. Any club, anywhere. You get him.
because
we'll
I
do
know
it.
you guys know it, right? You know,
Absolutely.
You know the whole
We'll
thing.
play.
All right, so we'll work that out. I've got to make a phone call. Make sure you get close when Chevy Metal's doing their thing. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here,
See you up on
gentlemen.
the stage, y'all.
Much
See you
respect,
up on the
Taylor. Much
stage.
respect. Thank you for coming. Thank you. It is 91X.
91X.